Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. It's all about Billy G Life Coaching, and we're with the owner and our friend, Billy Giannouloudis, joining us once again. Welcome back to the show today. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys having me back, and I'm excited to share some more, tips and strategies to help people that are listening right now. So I'm loving it.
Perfect. And you're always willing to do that. Just give us a little bit of your background, how we contact you, and we'll get started for today for sure.
Of course. What's going on, guys? I'm Billy Giannouloudis from Billy G Life Coaching. I am a life coach and a motivational speaker. I was trained by Tony Robbins, but on top of that, I've been diving into so many areas to make sure I can bring my clients and people and audiences everything I can to help us all improve. You can find me at billygLifecoaching.com. You can find me on Instagram at Billy Giannouloudis, and you can even find me on YouTube once a week with Billy G. And you're gonna find all the content and knowledge you can to help you every step of the way.
Beautiful. And I know one of the things you like focusing on really is about shifting perspectives and embracing your pain. We're going to start there today.
Yeah, of course. And that's exactly it. Shifting your perspective. And this concept is what we posted as our weekly YouTube video once a week this past Sunday. And it really got a major reaction from people. So I want to bring it to you guys and any listeners right now. When you think about it, we all go through pain in life. And there are so many things that can knock us down. It's training us for one reason, but it's very tough to see that perspective. But if you think about it, when we're all going through pain, usually people, friends, family, coaches, whoever they are, they give you two options. One of which is you could run from it. That's your choice, to run from that pain. You distract yourself. But I like to look at that as in the sense that it's not necessarily a bad thing when you distract yourself. Sometimes you're going through something and you distract yourself by improving the other areas of your life, but you kind of leave that little spot to itself until it pops up again. And then the other one that people will tell you, a lot of, we'll say football coaches say this, is you face it head on. You kind of drive right into it and then you get past it. And I think that's definitely an option that we all go about sometimes, but you tend to leave a part of yourself behind with that. And so I sat on this concept and I go, I think there's another option, which is embracing your pain. And when you sit there, and a lot of people like that holds a lot of weight. That statement really does. But to be able to sit with your pain and learn the lesson to why it came to you, what you were supposed to gain from that, allows you to process it and then move forward, shining your light just a little bit brighter. And that was what we brought to people on this past Sunday. And it sparked a lot of people. So I want to bring it to you guys because there's so much there in these steps that we take for ourselves.
Great. Well, how do we get started? I mean, about that, the options in particular, how do you work with that?
Yeah, of course. So if you think about it, if you're bringing it to me and I'm your coach and everything, to take that step back, and a lot of people will come to us, oh, I need a coach, I need to get my life back in order, we'll say, or I'm trying to overcome this, but I don't know how.
Mm-hmm.
We always start at that perspective. Like, all right, where do you see for yourself now? What happened? And a lot of people, they might not have the right perspective on what happened to them.
Yeah.
I think having the coach come in or having a speaker come to the audience come in, we allow ourselves to see things from a higher vantage point, where when you start to realize what happened to you was not meant to deter you or break you, but to rebuild you and remake you, for that matter, that opens a door to growth. So when we're trying to embrace our pain, if you think about it, we all have something we bring to the table. And if we let our pain affect us, or we distract ourselves and run from it, and depending on what people choose for that, we miss out on everything we bring to the table. But I'll connect this to everyone that ever made history in the world. Every single person that ever did something great went through something that allowed them to shine that light, shine that knowledge, shine that wisdom, or whatever they learned back into everyone else and help us move forward. So if you take that and you can pick any role model, someone listening right now, and bring it to yourself, like, yeah, no, I look up to so-and-so, and you bring it back to yourself, that means you bring something to the table just as much. So if you can embrace your pain, be able to let go of whatever emotions there, but being able to sit with it, learn from it, you in turn are shining your light, which in turn, years later, tomorrow, the next day, a month from now, helps the next person in line. And at that point, and I've had my own experience with this as a coach, but as an individual, it's incredible to see what you learn in your own process and the steps and the journey you take that help the person that just comes across your path. And when you help them, it's like, oh, I get it. That's why I went through it, because it was to help them. That
Uh-huh.
brings the entire picture together for all of us.
It really does. Wow. And now let me ask you about working with the coach. Some people may just say, well, I don't understand. What are the benefits? Accountability. Tell me more about, the best part of having a coach, Billy.
Yeah, I love being a coach, but how I like to look at it is a coach is someone that is helping you and guiding you take the actions to improve yourself. To walk hand in hand with you to your destination, or to give you strategies and pointers to improve and continue to move forward in the areas that you choose.
Yep.
That's why with Billy G Life Coaching, we focus on the trifecta of mind, body, and soul aspect, but everyone's stepping into that in a different way. But to truly have someone there with you that you can rely on, that's in your corner to help you develop and take steps into that next great version of yourself, how great is that to have that person that, for whatever time it is, knowing that you took a step and invested in yourself to improve yourself and improve your life. That to me is the best part of having a coach in your corner, or to listen to someone that's willing and ready to help you move forward. I think it's
And
the best part.
just to reiterate, you as a coach still have a coach. You've been coached. You are a firm believer. You're not just
I've
a coach
definitely
that preaches about coaching. You've been coached and still get coached,
Right.
right?
No, 100%. I've been coached. Like I said, I was trained by Tony and his team of therapists to, one, learn what they do to help people so I can bring it to people. But at the same time, that entire process helped me in seeing more of myself. So when I was ready to go out on my own, I took that step because I did the work.
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't say I necessarily have a specific coach, but the role models or the people that are in my life, the mentors, to help me take steps forward and guide me through where they hit pitfalls, it helps the process and helps your success in whatever route you're going in so many great ways. So I have mentors, I have coaches, I got everyone in my corner because I know how much it brings to the table and how much it helps.
And you mentioned the trifecta, right? So is that
Mm,
the mind, body, soul? What's the trifecta specifically?
yeah, no, exactly that.
Oh,
If you think
see,
about
I
it, like,
remember. Okay.
yeah, 100%, the mind, body, and soul, the mind, body, and spirit aspect. I love to bring that to my clients where they're bringing something to the table, whether that's a personal goal or there's something they're trying to develop in themselves, and they're trying to either achieve or overcome. And we
Mm-hmm.
dive into it. All right, so is your goal mindset? Is your goal a body goal? Maybe you're a fitness person. Maybe you're trying to get your nutrition in route. Maybe you're a spiritual person. You're trying to connect more on that route.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of what goal we bring to the table, how we approach this, at the bare foundation, everyone's goal is to develop in some way. We're all, no matter what we're doing, even on this podcast right now, someone is listening to the Podcast Business Students Network to improve in some area, to hear something and spark them. That's development.
Yep.
And when you can narrow it down to what specific area of the trifecta, as I call it, you're able to, one, hone in on that. But the beauty of it is you may set yourself up for a body goal, a fitness goal, it could be a bodybuilder, whatever it is. It takes so much to focus on that piece, but you got to realize that's also improving your mind.
Yeah.
And you pursuing that for yourself, improving that area for yourself, is also in turn a spiritual aspect too, because you're putting so much effort into building the self into something greater.
Interesting said. That really is. Wow. And now, I've never had a coach, to be honest with you. It's funny you say that because I talk to people like you a lot, and you guys are so inspirational. I bet you there's a lot more in my life I could do, and I've never done it. And I always say, I don't have time, I don't have time. I'm like one of those people who time management is horrible for me, right? But then you would tell me as a coach, you could help with time management, right? You could help with those things.
It's true, right? And I think, and it's definitely true. Like, time management is definitely a factor for all of us, but it's also being able to set aside the time for yourself so you can get all of the rest done. Right? At the same time, like, as much as I have to do all the to-do list or the
Yep.
task list for the day,
Mm-hmm.
or get so and so on the bus, or get this on the table for dinner, or whatever it is, but even if it's 10 minutes for yourself to be able to, again, invest in yourself, that brings so much to the table. And that's
Yeah.
why I love to play on the aspect of meditation, prayer, and then studying or journaling aspects like that. But for you, you've never had a coach, and time management's always been something that's, for you, it's in your awareness. Like, that's something I probably need to focus on. Time management to me is you giving your control to the task list rather than
Mhm.
you being in control,
True.
right? So for you to then dedicate, you know what, this, say you do what you need to do, you get the kids on the bus, you have maybe a half hour before you have to get to work or something like that, or an hour, whatever it is. For you to be able to take your time back and use that half hour to an hour on something for you, reading, watching something on TV for a joyful aspect for that matter, rather than the news and everything like that that could throw you which way. It's a matter of being able to dedicate the time to yourself. That to me is time management because you're in control, you're directing it. So that's what a coach would say to you with a time management goal.
Good. Well, thank you. What else did you want to share about you, your services, and the benefits of having that someone to hold your hand, to walk you through, to guide you through? And it's great to hear some stories. I know you always give us examples of your clients and the things that they're working on. I think it really helps our listeners relate to the type of things that you could be helping with.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I can give some of those for sure. And everyone, that's the beauty of being a coach and helping people with that trifecta aspect. Because, like I said, we're all trying to develop in some way. At the bare necessity, bare minimum, I should say, that is what we're trying to do. In any goal that we set, in any personal thing, business goal, everything comes from a fraction of yourself that you're trying to improve on.
Hmm.
So when we step into it with our clients right now, everyone's on a different level because we're all individuals. So I could have one client right now who could be struggling tremendously with anxiety and just trying to get through the day. And they always get through the day, but it's as if sometimes they're walking through the muck. So they come into a session with me and we dive deep. And the beauty of that is where we could have a session every week and it's an hour, it could be an hour and a half. Someone needs the extra time, it's there for them wholeheartedly. But if they need me after that session, I'm always in their corner. The tech support call
I was
support,
gonna
I'm
say
there
you're a text message away, right?
100% because when you're on this journey and to have someone walk hand in hand with you, yeah, I don't think it should just be a once a week type thing. As much as my videos on YouTube are called Once a Week with Billy G,
Oh yeah.
right? Sessions itself is yes, you meet once a week, but if you need it, if the support's there, you're good. It's there. You're wholeheartedly getting your hand held. But we're guiding you every step. So someone comes in with anxiety and you're walking through the muck and you're really struggling with it. It brings so much more into our sessions because the individual is the one experiencing life outside of the session. You come into session, it's like all that gets put on hold. You get to bring so much to the table. It's just like back in school where
Yep.
you're bringing your homework to the teacher and you're trying to figure out, hey, where did I go wrong? But you have the teacher, you have the coach, you have the strategist right there ready to help you. So then it amps you up for one, but helps you take steps forward as the week goes on. And I'll get text messages from my clients now where they're in a good route. Everything's clicking in sessions. They'll come to me and like, Bill, that worked tremendously. And I just feel so good. I know this is going to be a great rest of the week. And that's
Wow.
phenomenal. We got one of those on
That's
Monday. One of our guys, he reached out. I'll give you this little example right here. So he had struggles and feelings of unimportance and everything like that, but he also had personal goals. Feelings of
Mhm.
importance can come from the people around you. But one of his personal goals, phenomenal, was he wanted to eventually get a cabin on the beach. And it was
Wow.
always, he wanted to lay his head down in this better environment, we can say. And so we started out on our sessions like, all right, first question I got to ask, do you have the means for that? Because, finances are coming to play. Yes, I do. Of course I do. Okay. All right. So we know that option one is done. At that point, it's just finding it. But so this will come back to time management. With everything that goes on in his day, he runs his business. He's successful tremendously. He's doing so great for himself. Find the time to dedicate to go search for that, to be
Mhm.
aware of what's out there. That's the struggle. To be able to dedicate time to yourself, as we said with time management, for what you truly want. So in our session, we dove into it and I said, all right, here's what your little homework assignment after this
Ah,
session
I love
is
it.
to travel, go see, dedicate and 2 hours to yourself on a Saturday and just go explore, just like a kid would do, but to have fun with it. And he loves the aspect of manifestation and everything for a client. So we dove into that. When you're actually trying to create something for yourself, you set a goal for yourself, You need to be
You
able
really
to,
need to.
one, raise your awareness, because it opens the door to everything around you. So his goal, whether he wanted the cabin, all right, here's what you do. You go drive out to one of the areas he had picked in his mind. So, we go about our week, he's doing great and everything. We come back into our session the next week. I'm like, hey, so-and-so, did you do that? He goes, Bill, I gotta tell you, I was not able to drive out there, but I remember what you said where I needed to open my eyes. I needed to see that something was out there. So he started researching real estate stuff. And that opened the door. But here's the beauty of all of it. When you raise your awareness for what you're looking for and your goal, the universe, God, brings it into you. So in his regards with his cabin, he got a phone call as soon as he opened up the realtor thing from his friend who owns a cabin on the beach in the area that he wanted to. He said, hey, I need someone to come watch the house. Can you come? Like,
Come on.
that's what I'm saying, right? That's what I love about this. It comes right to him. And he was so floored in session. And he goes, Bill, I never would have understood the aspect of
Wow.
opening up my awareness to it. I would have just kept putting my head down, hand to the grindstone, and trying to get the work going and not actually being open to what's out there. But in everything we dive into, mindset, spirituality, even the body stuff with manifestation, you got to be able to open up your eyes to what's around you. And the universe, God, is always there for you listening, and it's going to bring in that blessing exactly the way it's meant to. And our client got to experience that firsthand through the guidance and strategy we put forth in session, worked hand in hand with where he's at in his life, to where now he's got a smile on his face, knowing it's all coming together. And that's what a coach is meant to do, is to help you realize that it's all coming together for you in the best way possible.
I mean, it's like you're manifesting your dreams. I mean, a clear, like, it's possible, right?
Yeah.
People say you dream it, you think, you believe it, it happens. Like, what is that called? That is like, I mean, I don't even know what you call, I mean, karma, but no, it's like spiritual. It's like,
Yeah, exactly. That's why I love the trifecta aspect. Because like I said, we're all trying to develop in some way. We're all taking steps and making choices for ourselves in our own unfoldment, right? And whether that's a body unfoldment aspect, when you're trying to pursue a better goal and be healthy and everything like that, mindset unfoldment, you're trying to learn, you're trying to grow and understand how your mind actually works so you can direct it, like manifestation, or the next route with spirituality, your unfoldment as an individual, as a self, and stepping into your higher self. And then why I love the trifecta is because when you bring the three together, life picks up speed for one, but in a good way, rather than, oh my goodness, there's so much I need to handle. It's like you're working with life, you're working with the universe, you're working with the spirit in you to create the reality that you want. That's when we bring our dreams into reality, when we realize we're the crafter. I've said it before on the show, but like, we were created in the image of a creator, which means we have the gift to create in this life. And when you align the mind, body, and soul in the trifecta, you then have all the power at your disposal to create what you want, and then take steps of action, knowing it is coming to you as much as you're walking towards it.
wow. Beautifully
Yeah.
said. My goodness. I love it. I love it. And it's not the first time, right? Have you been able to manifest things that you want in your life? Like your business, for
Wholeheartedly.
example,
Yeah.
was a lot of
Wholeheartedly.
it mindset in a sense?
I believe mindset, I call the mind the universal tool. That's what I teach in my seminars, because when you truly step into how powerful the mind is, you realize how gifted you are. Is it just mindset? No, I don't think so. I think when you learn how to focus your mind and hone in on it, set your intention and bring your attention to it, for that matter, you are able to create in it. But if you're not taking steps towards that,
Then
you're kind of leaving some of that momentum behind. And if I believe, spirituality plays a major role in all of this, but I think knowing that you're pursuing something greater because there's greater out there allows you to move forward with a positivity and a higher level of energy. But it all comes down to the energy that you feel, which is your emotions, and I think we've talked about on a past podcast, but your emotions is, truthfully, break the word down, energy in motion. So your energy is related to how good you feel on this. There's like a hierarchy of emotions, for that matter. If I'm experiencing joy, love, goodness, all these great things, I'm going to be
Wow.
able to see clearer what is
Can
out
see
there for me to take
clearly
steps towards.
now.
Right?
Living.
100%. Exactly.
You always spark the music out of me.
I love
Not that I'm musical
it.
or can sing, but awesome, awesome, awesome. And we still have some time, Billy. What else were we going to chat about today? And thank you for being so available on the spot, by the way.
I'm right. I'm ready. I'm always ready.
Always ready. Nope, 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 nope. Sure, let's go. So thank you.
100%. Right. It's when you do your best work for that matter. Right.
Seriously. Hmm.
Yeah. But I don't know. I guess another thing we can go into on that aspect of development, if someone's listening to this right now and they're trying to take a step for themselves in what area they could develop, rather than you stressing on what does that mean for you, I think a lot of people come to me and they're trying to figure out what step to take in life. And then when you really get down to it, you always have options on the table. And if you're trying to figure that out right now, I always come back to the drawing board, get on a piece of paper, or just sit there, think, honestly, rather than putting the TV on, go sit on the couch and ponder for a second on what it is that you want to do and what it is that you bring to the table. As I said before, we're all individuals. We all have a light that we're bringing to the table. And coming back to the embracing the pain aspect, if you're going through something that's a struggle, if you're going through something that's kind of put I guess, a lid over your head, or I guess a veil over your eyes, you could say, knowing that when you take that step back and you sit with it and you allow yourself to process this and see, all right, what did this teach me? It allows you to move 10 steps forward rather than you being stuck at step one,
Hmm.
because you see yourself from a greater point, you see what you learned, but also, again, with the light that you shine, you're then able to shine light greater into someone else's life. That's the purpose of your story, is to shine into someone else's life. As much as we're walking this as individuals, there's everyone
We're in
around
it
us.
together. Yeah.
100%. Right. Yeah. So I guess I can say that to leave people with it. Like, put the time in, and that could be something as simple as 5 minutes, dedicating your thoughts to what's meant for you, what's greater for you.
Yeah.
And when you can do that and not let the worry or the anxiety in, it's like you get a sense of clarity, you get a sense of peace where hey, I'm exactly where I need to be. I think that's the question people ask themselves a lot. I'm like, oh, should I be doing more? Should I be doing this? You're exactly where you need to be. And the more you take steps to improve yourself and develop yourself, like we were talking about with the coaching piece, you start to see life comes to you, opportunity comes to you, blessings come to you because you're doing the work. And that's why we're here, to put the work in on ourselves, to be better for everyone else around us, and to see what this life's all about and create. It's the best part of all of it.
And by the way, what work did you do this weekend? I didn't see your Sunday thing. What was Sunday's work?
So this past Sundays was embracing the pain and bringing
Okay.
all that together and
Oh,
and
okay, perfect.
bringing
Hence our
discussion to people.
conversation. Okay, I didn't know it was
Yeah,
related. Awesome.
yeah, right. Right on
Yeah.
the tip of my tongue, right there. I just had to I teach on it, but it's incredible. And people. The beauty of all that is bringing it to people and helping people see this for themselves and take steps. That's why the coaching is there. That's why the speaking seminars are there. That's why we're putting together an entire course, which should be up and about in probably 2 weeks' time right now.
Oh, great.
Where
Tell us about it.
yeah. So the title of it is, I like to call it Life Mindset Mastery,
Mm-hmm.
because again, we're all trying to develop ourselves, improve this life. So what we dive into this is truly how to use your universal tool, your mind, the way we were always meant to, as the tool for creation, as the tool to help you enjoy life rather than allowing your mind to be a hindrance and to hold you down. And I think that's the trap that sometimes we get into, where if you're not using your mind the way you were meant to, or focusing it where you need it to, you start
Okay.
to experience negativity or things pop up and you can't really break yourself out of. But if you realize how powerful your mind is, life takes on a whole new joy. It's incredible.
Right. And if we want to reach out to you for consultation to find out more about your classes, would you mind sharing?
Of course, yeah. So guys, you can go to billyglifecoaching.com. You can set up a free strategy call with me. I'm gonna be right there with you. We hop in once you schedule that, and we dive into your specific goals, but we also go over our coaching program so you can learn more on how it works for you and if it is the right fit for you. Because sometimes it might not be for some people, but we can direct you to who it is. But when
Absolutely.
people do that and dedicate the time, it's right there. Find me on Instagram at Billy Giannouloudis. You'll see all this content to help you throughout your day there. And then YouTube, once a week with Billy G. Every Sunday, we're coming at you with a new video. And we've been doing that for over 4 years straight. We've never missed a Sunday. I think this past Sunday was
Aw.
268 straight Sundays.
Never missed. Talk about
Yeah.
dedication. Wow.
So I'll practice. I'll bring it to people when they need it. So I
Great.
love it.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here, for joining us, and looking forward to next week as well. Thank you again. And I'm not sure if you celebrate Easter. Happy Easter. Happy
Yeah, you
whatever,
as well.
right?
Right,
Have
you
a
as well. I
great-
appreciate that.
Thank you. Enjoy the week.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you can now listen live on the MyTuner Radio and online Radio Box apps for iOS, Android, and the Amazon App Store. Or check us out online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com or search Podcast Business News Network on onlineradiobox.com/US so you don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, I mean, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.